Hello friends, welcome to Nowhere Geomatics GS Learning channel. Please subscribe our channel Nowhere Geomatics for regular updates regarding remote sensing and GIS. We regularly prepare the videos and they are very useful for the GIS and remote sensing professionals. So keep in touch of this particular channel because it has some useful videos for you. So today we are going to see some important topics of ArcGIS software, like when we digitize with the help of whether it is shapefile or geodatabase, we digitize with the help of point, line and polygon. So after digitization, the next part of next procedure is to assign the attributes to those features, or say shapefile or geodatabase. So attributes is nothing but the information about the features that we have digitized. Suppose here in this case I have digitized some features of Srigonda Tehsil in Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra state. So I have digitized on topo sheet. So this is the topo sheet and I have digitized mainly three features: villages or village locations, drainage network or rivers, and polygon layer is remaining. So I will add that layer. Yeah, so this was remaining. So I also digitize in polygon the water bodies in Srigonda Tehsil. So how to assign the attributes? Now attributes, let's suppose take first example of villages. Now if we take a village, I will just change the symbology. So village will have many attributes or information, like what is its name, what is its area, what is the population, literacy and all, what is the area under agriculture, what is the area under forest, like this. So those may be the attributes for the village, say shape or feature. Next, suppose drainage or river system or drainage network. So drainage network may contain name of the rivers, then length of the river and so on, or what dam have been built on which river. So those can be the attributes for the drainage network feature class or feature shapefile. Then next is polygons. So water bodies. So water bodies means dams, lakes, weirs, like this. So all we have digitized here. So those features may have attributes like name of the dam or weir or lake, then the area covered by that particular dam, then other parameters of the dam like perimeter and all. So such way we can assign the information of the features we have digitized. Now let us start how to give those attributes. So very first we'll assign the attributes to the villages that we have digitized on the topo sheet of that particular area. Now let us go to the attributes. Each and every feature that we digitize in ArcGIS software has attribute table by default. So we can right click on any shapefile and just go to open attribute table to view the attribute table. And in that there are some attributes which are by default given by the software itself. So that is feature ID, FID and shape. Then sometimes there is also one attribute, it is called ID in case of shapefile or object ID in case of feature class geodatabase. So suppose in village I will want to add the names of those villages that we have digitized. So we have to add a column because it's a table, so we have to add a column. It is also called as field. So to add a column, we have to go to table options from here. We can move the table from here. So go to table options and click on add field. So keep in mind that this option is available only if our editing is off. If I start the edit, this option will not be visible, or this will not be available until we stop the edit. So we have to stop all the shapefiles editing. So now I am going to add a field. So since I am going to add names of the villages, I will just give field column name as a name, and since I want to give the names, those are alphabets only. So in the data type, this also is very important. We have to take text because we are going to input the text alphabets. So there are some types like short integer, long integer. So short integer, long integer are for digits. Digits which don't have any decimal values, and float and double stores the values which are in decimal, and text is for inputting the alphabets and text, and date is to input the date. So such way we have to choose the appropriate type of the data. Then length. Now since it's a text, how much amount of text that can be written? So 50 alphabets including spaces are by default. We can change it, suppose 40. I want to make it 40. What happens when this value is large? So unnecessarily it consumes more memory on the computer system. So for that, we have to change it according to our names of the villages or whatever data we are dealing with. Then OK. So it has some issues with the name of the field. So it is asking to change the name underscore 1. So say yes, no problem. That may have some issues. So you can see to our attribute table, one new field name 1 has been added. So now how to write the names of the villages? So for that we have to start the editing. Go to editor and click on start editing. So this will enable the attributes to edit, or attribute table to be edited. Now how to know that which particular point belongs to which particular point in the attribute table? So for that it is very simple. Just double click from here. This first row, small row, just double click on the point that we are going to add the attribute. Double click, so that particular village has been highlighted or zoomed. So maybe this point may be the wrong. So let's take next point. Let me check the data. So that was a mistake by me. So I have added a shapefile that we are going to see, which is correct one. So when we double click on any point, software will automatically zoom to that particular digitized point, So you can zoom it and you can get the name of that particular village or town. So now it is Siddhatech. So what I will do, I will just double click and simply type the name Siddhatech. Now next point, similarly we have to double click here. So automatically software have zoom to the village or town. So Pedgaon is the name of the village. I have typed here, editor, save edits. In between we have to save our edits. Next, double click. So it is Ravangaon. So such way we can keep adding the. So here it is Rashi. Keep adding the attributes to our shapefile. So this is big one. So this goes outside our area, so we'll not take it. You can skip if you want any point to be skipped. So such way we can add the attributes. So such way we can assign the attributes. So now I will stop. First I will save edits, then editor and stop editing. So what next? So this was all for the point feature. Now let us give the attributes to the line feature. So these are the line feature. Drainage network for rivers I have digitized. Srigonda Tehsil. So to view it better, I will change its symbol. So let us zoom to a river. So for river also we can assign the names. Like suppose this is the Bhima river. Bhima R means river. So for that also we have to go to open attribute table, go to add field and name only, because we are going to add the name. Same text, I will keep 40. Okay. So now see, village was individual entity, and that's why each and every entity feature point was having a name. So here it will not like that, because each and every line of the river cannot be named differently, because many of them belong to the same river. So for example, so this is Bhima river is written over here. So what I will do, I will start editing first, Drainage, Srigonda, and OK. So what I will do, I will simply take this arrow and simply I will select the river I want to name. After selecting, it will get selected here also, and that can be seen from here, show selected records. So automatically only that record is visible which has been selected. So this is Bhima river. So just double click and type Bhima river. Then where is next river? Let us find. So here, so it is the Ghod river. So I will select. So this is different matter because we have to see which river is has which name. So that is easily visible from the topo sheet itself, not from the attribute table. So here it is Ghod river. So such way we are going to give the names to a line feature. Let us see if any other river is there. Yeah, it is there. So here it is Hanga Nadi. So Nadi is a Hindi name or Marathi name for the river. Hanga river will type Hanga river. Save. So what I was telling that, so this is a small stream. This doesn't have any individual entity to be named as a river. So for this we cannot give the name Hanga river because it is a sub-tributary of the main river. So only major streams can be named as an individual river. So such way we can assign the name. Now since now we can see there is no visible because no attribute shape is selected. If you want to visualize the table, we have to click over show all records. You can see we can assign, we have assigned the names. So this was line feature. So next is, since it is the line feature, we can calculate the length of those all the streams that has been digitized. So earlier was point layer. Point layer cannot be measured as distance or whatever. So we can measure the length of the river because the projection of the both topo sheet and our shapefile, drainage shapefile is UTM, and when we digitize with UTM projection, we can easily calculate the accurate distance or length. So for that again I have to add a field. So I will give the name length. So here it is important. The data type should be taken float or double because it may not come integer, means whole value may not be there. That may be in decimals. So always prefer double because it is precisely calculate the distance or length. So double is the data type we have taken and say OK. So one new field has been added. So how now how to calculate the length? So easily, it is very easy actually. Just right click on this field name and just click on calculate geometry, and here say yes. So we are going to calculate the length. Other parameters are invalid to us. So length we are going to calculate now. So coordinate system by default it is UTM and we want that only. And unit you can change. By default it is meter, can change it to kilometer, miles, nautical miles, whatever yards. So preferably we take kilometers and OK. Again say yes, because we are doing it in the offline off editing session, that's why that error is coming. So we can see automatically all the stream that we have digitized, all the lines we have digitized, the length of those line segments can be easily calculated with the help of simple option. So let us see one example. If I double click first stream, so this stream which is digitized, how much is the length? It is the length 6.32677 kilometers or 6.33 kilometer, around 6 kilometer. So such way we can measure easily the length of the line feature that we digitize. So this was line feature. Now let us go ahead. We have to name now the polygon feature. So I have digitized water bodies, that includes dams and small check dams, weirs like this. So here it is a major dam I have digitized. The name of the dam is Ghod Reservoir. It is built on Ghod River. So again I'm going to open the attribute table of the layer. Oh, it is already given the name. I will just turn it off for you. So again I have to we have to add the new field, the name _1, and in type I will select text because I want to put the name of the dam. So I will again go to text. I'm going to take 40 as a name. Again I will not going to each and every segment. I will first start the edit. Water bodies, Sugandha, and I will simply select this dam, so that dam can be seen directly with show selected record. So what is the name? Ghod Reservoir or dam, whatever. Editor, saved it. So only major dam I will give the names. Here it is, Bisapur tank. I will just select it and it will be directly visible over here. I will give the name. So this is not the dam. Tank means lake. There it is, very small weir can be seen. It is Moharwadi tank. So I will give that name. Sorry. Go to editor, save it. Again go to editor, stop it. Just 2-3 major dams were there. That's why I have given those names only. Again, show all records, so you can see. So again, since this is a polygon, I can calculate the area of this particular polygon because it is in UTM projection. Again, I am going to add a field. Now same way as we have taken double in case of length calculation, similarly I will take double for the area calculation. So you can see one new attribute field has been added. Simply right click and click on calculate geometry. Again say yes. So now area also has different units, so we can calculate the area in acres, hectares, square kilometers. So suppose I want to calculate in hectares, so take that unit, whatever you want, and say OK. Again say yes. So immediately we can get the areas of the dam that we have digitized. So major dam, you can see having more of the area. Visapur tank is having 338 hectares of area. So this particular tank is having 338.82 hectare of area, and so this is bigger one. Ghod reservoir is covered around 990 hectares of the area, and all other small and big dams area has been calculated. So you can see very easily and efficiently we can measure the length and measure the area of the shape where the features that we have digitized. So next is, whatever we have given the attributes, we can label it. Now for time's sake, I will off the topo-sheet layer from here. So we have given names to the cities, villages or towns of the Srigonda Tahsil. So to labeling that, what I will do, labeling means whatever attribute we have given, that can be visualized over here. So for that, go to shapefile, right click, go to properties and take labels. So on the label from here, label features in this layer. So there may be some other attributes I have hidden. Actually these attributes I have hidden. So name one, that we have given the attributes. So I will take that only. So we can change the labels size over here, font size. So font type also we can change, and font color also we can change. Say apply and OK. So immediately whatever we have given the attributes, those only will names of those feature only get visible, not others, because we haven't given any name to these particular points, rest of the points. So such way we can highlight or label the attributes. So this was point layer. So for next, reverse layer or drainage network. Similarly, go to properties, find the labels, click here, label the feature and name. Here also we can change the font size, font and its color. So say similarly, as villages, these river names are being labeled. Sorry. Now next is polygon layer. So in polygon we have digitized water bodies or dams. So right click, properties, labels. Same way we can change the font size, font type and bold, italic, whatever, and color also. So such way can assign the labels to a feature that we have digitized and assign the attributes. So this was all about attributes and labeling. We can simply off it from here, label feature, and we can again on it from the same option here. So this way simply attributes can be given and labeling can be done. So next thing that I am going to discuss with this session is how to cut a raster file with the help of vector file of this same area. So here I have Tehsil boundary of Srigonda Tehsil of Ahmednagar district in Maharashtra, and I have topo sheet as a raster layer in .img extension is there. So how to extract this particular topo sheet to this shape files extent, that we can see the shape of the shape file is very irregular. So how to cut the topo sheet with that particular orientation? So for that there are two tools actually. First tool is extract by mask and other tool is clip. Both you can use, both will give the same result. So first, I will show only one. I will show you the extract by mask. So to run that tool, we have to open the R toolbox. Whatever tool are there in ArcGIS software are available in the R toolbox. So I will open that red box actually. It is being opened. So to open the tool, we have to find it from Spatial Analyst, Extraction and Extract by Mask. Again I will show. I have opened R toolbox from here. I have found Spatial Analyst tool from here, and again I have found extraction in that, and in extraction there is an option called extract by mask. So just double click on that. Now I will close the R toolbox. So this tool we are going to use. So here it is. First option is to input raster. So raster is our topo sheet. Here mosaic_UTM. So click on this drop down arrow and simply input our topo sheet raster file. And input raster or feature mask data means we can input both raster as well as the vector data from here. So right now we are having vector file Srigonda Taluka boundary, which is a shape file, polygon shape file. And this is also important that our feature mask data should be a polygon feature, unless this tool can be run. And another option, output raster. So finally, after execution of the task, one new raster will be created. So from here we have to assign the path to that particular newly created file. I will give the name extract by mask .img. So .img is the extension imagine image. So by default only .img is there. So that's why I have given the same. Or we can change the file format, no doubt. We can also type .tif to give the format as a TIFF. Save. So simply we have to do these only. It's very simple, and just click on OK. So our tool is being run in the background. You can see from geoprocessing results. So it is being run. The symbol of the this particular symbol shows that it is being run, executed. So we have to wait to be execution of the tool. I'll skip it. So this tool has been executed. You can see the symbol of the symbol here has been changed. So earlier it was different. So after successful, it was changed to this particular one. So I will close this results window. So you can see the new raster has been added. So how I am going to know that what happened? So I will just uncheck this mosaic file, mosaic UTM, which is a raster file. I will just off it so that I can see whether that newly created file has been executed correctly or not. So you can see here, as per the shape of the shape file, the raster topo sheet has been clipped or cut. So this way we can cut any raster with the help of a shapefile or a feature class with the help of extract by marks tool. I already told you that there are two options. I will just show you where is the second option is there. So it is data management tools. In that, go to raster processing, and here it is clip. So this option is also the same. So here we have to input the raster. So in output extent we have to take our shape file, and here we have to click to use the input as a clipping geometry as per the polygon, not the square, and output raster. So same way this tool is also there. You can also try. So this was all about extract by mask tool. So this was all about cropping the raster with the help of extract by mask option. So let's move on. Now we'll see how to mosaic in ArcGIS. How to mosaic. Suppose this was a topo sheet, and we know that there are quadrangles in a topo sheet. So these squares are also known as quadrangle. So I have cropped two quadrangles with the help of extract by mask option from this topo sheet. I will just off it. This is a one quadrangle, and this is another quadrangle. So right now they are different. They are individually different. So when I want to combine it to a one single raster file, so for that we use mosaic tool. So mosaic is to combine raster into one, maybe two or more than two, minimum two are required. So raster means any raster you can do with like this was topo sheet, which is a raster. Then also you can use satellite image, and also you can do with digital elevation model. So let us open mosaic tool from our toolbox. Go to first our toolbox. So in that we have to open or go to data management tools like this, and in that we have to go to raster, then raster data set, and here it is the option mosaic to new raster. This is a simple option. Just now we can close our toolbox. Now from here we have to input the rasters. So rasters means minimum they should be two or more than two. So we have two files here, clip 1 and clip 2. So from this drop down arrow we have to select one by one. So first I will take clip 1. So it is added. Again I will go to this drop down arrow and click clip 2. So both of the rasters have been added, and now we will specify the output location or output folder in which this output mosaic file will be saved. So I am going to my folder. So this is my folder, so I will click that folder. We shouldn't we should not double click on that folder, or just single click and say add. So location has been added, but we have to specify the name also and the extension also. So raster dataset name with extension, one new raster will be created. So I will give it name as mosaic.img. So extension also we have to assign. .img is the extension. We can also specify other extensions like .tif, whatever. So special reference will be same, no change is required here because it is optional also. Pixel type, now this depends on the data that you deals with. So since this is a color map, so I will keep as it is 8-bit unsigned. If it was say if it is a black and white layer, so I will take 1 bit. Okay. So such way we have to, or if it is DM data, we have to take float, because float stores the decimal values. So I will keep as it is. Then cell size is optional. So whatever input cell size is there, that will be automatically come in the output. Number of bands, here we have to specify the number of bands. So since this is a color, and you can see here 1, 2, the layer 1, 2, 3, red, green, blue, 3 colors are there, means this map has 3 bands. So we'll write here 3, because there are 3 bands, blue, green and red colors. And rest of the options are optional, so we'll keep as it is. So what we have done, again we will see. In input raster, we have input our clip 1 and clip 2 rasters from this drop down. After that, we have specified the folder in which we are going to store our output image, and here we have given it the name mosaic.img, name with extension. So next we have keep this as it is, because our data is color image or color map. And in number of bands, we have put 3, because we can see here 3 colors are there. So this way we can do all the inputs and just say OK, so that this tool will get run. You can see here it is being run. We can also check it from geoprocessing results. So here it is run. So it is executed, because it was a small area. It has executed in very short period. So I will off all the other layers, because to see what happened. So now we can see those 2 rasters, clip 1 and clip 2, has been combined into one single file, one single raster file, mosaic.img. So this way we can mosaic 2 raster datasets. So this was all about of this session. So thank you so much friends. If you have any doubts or queries, just write a mail to me. My email ID is rameshnannavare@gmail.com. You can see in the video also. So please subscribe if you like this video. Please like, comment and share this particular video. So thank you so much friends.